Hello. So the company we are going to be analyzing today is Oriana Power Limited. This is a company engaged in production of solar panels, solar parks, green hydrogen, battery energy storage systems, and much more. This is an extremely fast growing company in the renewable energy sector. So today's purpose is not telling whether it's a buy or a sell. It's just to analyze the company's financials, its business, what does it actually do, its future guidance, its margin guidance, how much profit will they make, and cash flows. So let's begin without any delays. So first, we have the market cap. The market cap of the company is 5,545 crores. It's not the biggest company. It's a pretty new company, all things considered. Current price of one share is 2,729 rupees. Book value per share. Book value, total assets minus total liabilities. Important, okay? Book value per share is 251. So current price of one share is 10 times, more than 10 times book value of one share. Then below me, return on equity 48.4%. Significant return on equity. Massive, extremely efficient return on equity. Return on capital employed 42.3%, again extremely high. Then stock PE or price to earnings ratio of 35. All right. So pretty high stock price to earnings ratio. Next, let's take a look at the company's profit and loss from 2020 to 2025. So not the most history we have. Here we have the sales, we have the operating profit, below that the operating profit margin, the profit before tax, and finally the net profit. Okay. So, and also here we have the sales growth. Sales growth. Okay. In 2020, we have sales of 21 crores. In 2021, we have 58% sales growth into 34 crores in sales. In 2022, we have a 270% growth in sales and 124 crores of revenue. Okay. In 2023, only 9%. Okay. In 2024, 184% growth in sales, 383 crores of revenue. And finally, in 2025, fiscal year 2025, we have sales of 987 crores. Okay, 987 crores. We have operating profit right next to me, 234 crores. Operating profit margin of 24%. See, if you see these percentages, okay, below the black numbers, these are the profit margins. They have also been consistently increasing from 10% to 21% to now 24%. Profit before tax for this year was 212 crores. And finally, profit after tax was 159 crores. So these were the numbers purely. Now let's take a look at percentage wise. Last 5 years, the compounded sales growth has been 115%. Last 3 years, 100% compounded sales growth. Profit growth, similar story, 189%. Last 5 years, 183%. Last 3 years. So profits have grown massively as with revenue, and profits have grown faster as profit margins have also increased. All right. And return on equity, pretty stable, 51%. Okay, 51% return on equity. Now, cash flows, interesting. The company, again, very fast grower, but actually cash flow positive. Pretty cash flow positive, okay? So in 2020, only pay attention to right now cash flow from operating activities, okay? 2020, 2 crores, insignificant. In 2020, the profit and loss, the net profit was 1 crore in 2020, okay? So 2020, profit is 1 crore, cash from operating activities is 2 crore. Then 2022, 9 crores of cash flow from operating activities. Net profit was 7 crores that year. Okay. Keep in mind net profit and cash flows. Are they in line? Are they keeping in line? Are they following each other? Then 2023, 16 crores of cash flow from operating activities. Profit and loss, profit that year was 16 crores. Then dip to 3 crores. So massive dip. And right now, a massive surge following that dip, 290 crores operating cash flow this year. and profits were 159 crores. So last 2 years, first massive fall, massive increase in cash flows, but it seems taking this sample of 5 to 6 years, cash flows have kept in track, mostly kept in track with net profits. Net profits have increased, cash flows have been positive and actually increased most of the times with net profits and equal to or close to net profits. So these were the financials. We saw massive, massive growth. Now, let's take a look at what the company actually does. Spoilers. That was spoilers. Okay. Now, here they mentioned three things. Sorry, four things. I can't count. Solar, BESS, green hydrogen, and CBG. Solar plants. BESS, battery energy storage system. As the name suggests, it's a battery which stores energy. Okay. Green hydrogen, it's a form of fuel. E-fuel, electronic fuel, clean fuel. And CBG is um, compressed biogas. Yes, compressed biogas. Okay. So these are the four energies we are operating with. Solar, then battery energy storage system, which is for multiple types of green energy sources. Okay. It helps in storing excess energy. So excess energy produced, it stores it. And when energy cannot be produced, like solar energy cannot be produced during night, so we will sell that. We will use battery energy storage systems to make sure we have energy at night. So this is also a very fast growing segment and very profitable segment for this company. Okay, very profitable. Best remember green hydrogen and CBG. Here they talk about different models. One is EPC. EPC, engineering, procurement, construction. Simple thing. Client wants a project. Let's say client wants a battery energy storage system. Client wants a solar park. So what do? They engineer the solar park. They get the materials. They construct it. They give it to the client. Client gives them money. Okay. They get most of the revenues from this only, EPC. Second is IPP. Here, let's say they build a solar plant. They build a solar park. They own the park. And what they will do, they will start selling power to clients. Okay, they will start selling power to clients. IPP is known as independent purchase, independent power purchases. Okay, independent power purchases. So, okay, first we have solar. So, in solar, till now, from the existence till now, they have delivered or they have made projects with 400 megawatts till now. In 2025 alone, they did 200 megawatts. So out of the entire lifetime, half of the solar work they have done, they did in fiscal year 2025. This year, fiscal year 2026, they're currently executing 550 megawatts worth of projects. So the total projects they have done in solar, they're going to be doing more than that this year only, which shows here uh, a target for installed solar capacity by fiscal year 2026, end of fiscal year 2026. We are currently in fiscal year 2026 is 1 gigawatts. And major clients like Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company, Dalmia Bharat Cement, JK Cement. Okay. Then we come to BESS, Battery Energy Storage System. As the name suggests, battery which stores energy. Okay. Um, Again, going for excess growth. So 403 megawatt hours of BESS projects in fiscal year 2025 they have secured. And their target is 1 plus gigawatt per hour fiscal year 2026. So more than double, around double is the capacity they want to install this year. Okay. Then green hydrogen. Um, Currently, they have an allocation of 10,000 megatons per annum of capacity. Site scheme, I think it's a government scheme, and they allocate how much green hydrogen you can produce. So currently, they have 10,000 megatons per annum. All right. And in their growth, they have written that by 2028, they want to scale up to 50,000 megatons per annum. And if you're wondering what this electrolyzer is, Now, electrolyzer is used to make green hydrogen. So the main thing, this can be a bit technical, but we can see there are three things. There are three segments we have discussed: green hydrogen, we have discussed solar, we have discussed BESS, all three renewable, and all three seeing massive growth and massive projects which they're currently doing. So they're actually doing these projects. Okay. Then looking forward to Vision 2030. Okay. The Vision 2030. So currently in EPC capacity, they want to do 6 gigawatts. Right now, see, they had for solar, their aim was like 1 gigawatt by 2026, fiscally 2026. By 2030, they want to do six times like their 2026 target. So right now, they have done 400 megawatts in total in solar, but they want to do 6 gigawatts. They want to do more than 10 times gigawatts in EPC only and 2.5 gigawatts in IPP. Again, IPP, they make the project and they sell power to them. So, okay, that is that, sell power to clients. Very profitable business. And EPC is the lower margin business where they make the project and they give it to the client. Okay. Oh, spoilers. Then for compressed biogas, they said they want to increase compressed biogas production with an annual growth rate of 25%. Okay. Then in BESS, they want to have a total capacity of 3.5 gigawatts by 2030. The current the current was 440 megawatts of projects. This year, fiscal 2026, they want to do 1 gigawatt. And in 2030, only like 5 years from now, they want to 3.5x that. Again, they're aiming for massive growth. Okay, this is the story of Oriana. Massive, massive growth in green hydrogen by 2026, massive capacity expansion, another capacity expansion in 2027. Okay, okay. And finally, what else? Yes, here we saw the revenue from operations. Okay, grew 2.58 times. Okay, in 1 year, you can see in lakhs just grew massively. EBITDA also grew 2.93 times. So this is an interesting one. Even with this massive growth, they are not sacrificing margins. On paper, it seems like, at least on paper, they're not sacrificing their margins because EBITDA grew faster. And see, net profit also grew faster. Okay. Then current ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities. Pretty important ratio. More than one, which is a good thing. More than one is a good thing. Earnings per share, they have grown rapidly, but they have not specified if dilution of shares or stock compensation, all that is included in this. So do check that. Do check that to see the real earnings per share. But here it shows it has more than doubled. Then debt to equity. So debt in 2024 was way more than equity. It was 1.26 times equity, but now has become zero point 0.5 times equity. The lower this ratio, the lower it gets, the better. So that's definitely an improvement, a great improvement. And finally, you can see again, final time saying their growth. Okay. Currently, fiscal 2024, they executed 200 megawatts totally in total. Okay. 2025. So from the existence to now in solar, they have done 400 megawatts. This year, 2025, only they're doing 550 megawatts. And next year, 1 gigawatt. I think so. Is that total? They didn't mention. Okay, they didn't mention. Okay. BESS. All right. 2024, we didn't have BESS. Now we have BESS. Okay. Green hydrogen and derivatives. 2025. So two new business lines which going to be contributing more and substantially more to revenue was started, it seems, this year. And in fiscal 2026, they're planning for more and more growth. All right. So we saw all this. We saw all this. And yes, yes. These guys have signed 15,500 crore MOU. I think that's a memorandum of understanding, like a contract ensuring funding visibility for multiple vertical expansion. Okay, the current revenues are 900 something crores. They have signed contracts, I believe, worth 15,500 crores, which they're going to be executing over quite a few years. But 15,500 crores worth of MOUs compared to 900 crores of revenue. This can be like future potential revenue, MOUs. 15,500 crores, massive. And finally, pretty new company. So let's take a look at what management of the company is saying. You got an opportunity in their con call. So this is the con call, and Mr. Anirudh Saraswat, if you can see this name, he is a member of management. He could be the CEO actually. I should know the name of the CEO, but at least he's an important part of the company's management. Now, here he is saying this is for fiscal year 2026, okay? Basically this year. He's saying that for fiscal year 2026, they're going to maintain the margins. And for top line, he can't give any number. But yes, it could be in the range of somewhere between 2,000 to 2,500 crores. So for fiscal year 2026, they're saying they're going to maintain their operating margins, which were around 20% for this year. And revenue will be somewhere around 2,000 to 2,500 crores. This year was 900, just to say. Then here they have given revenue segmentation. Okay, here he says EPC, where they make the project and then they give it to the client. EPC will be 80% of the revenue of Oriana Power. And this EPC includes EPC of solar, EPC of BEST projects, EPC of CBG. Okay, and EPC of IPP projects will also be there. Okay, and 20% of total revenue will come from multiple other revenue sources like battery energy storage systems, hydrogen, and IPP. So all the EPC projects contribute to 80% revenue, and all the other things contribute to the remaining 20% of revenue. Then, important, here they have mentioned that for BESS. So BESS, okay, we're talking about BESS. BESS is unit economics, battery energy storage systems business. Unit economics is better than solar. Because of this, again, the total revenue is around 90 to 95% is the EBITDA from BESS projects also. And this will have a life again from 20-25 years. All right. Uh, Either they're saying that 90 to 95% of the EBITDA comes from BESS projects, or they're saying EBITDA margins of BESS projects is 90 to 95%, which I'm not sure. Let me read this again. They are saying the total revenues around again, and 90 to 95% is the EBITDA from BESS projects also. Um, they have mentioned unit economics. Basically, BESS projects are way more profitable than solar projects. So as more BESS projects will be there, and BESS will be a larger portion of revenue, more will be the profits, at least. So either 90 to 95% EBITDA margins of BESS projects. Okay, maybe 90 to 95% of EBITDA margins are BESS projects. So okay, pretty good. And finally, very important, extremely important. They mentioned the cash flows. Why are they actually positive? So Hindi was used. Hindi, nice. So here, I think the CEO said, since we are working on LCs, LC is a letter of credit. And for our payments, so और in fact जो LC होती है वो 120 days, 90 days की होती है, उससे पहले पेमेंट्स रियलाइज हो जाता है, उससे कैश फ्लो पॉजिटिव रहता है. ओरियाना में कैश फ्लो की दिक्कत नहीं है, which helps us in bidding more projects as well. Or in fact, we usually use surety bonds for big EMDs. वहां पर भी हमारा कैश फ्लो बहुत ज्यादा नहीं लगता है, इसलिए कैश फ्लो पॉजिटिव रहता है. Big statement, big line. You can pause and read. What does this actually mean? Now, from what I understood from ChatGPT, why is the cash flow positive? So, when they're making a project, let's say they're making a battery energy storage system, they're making solar panels. They will need supplies, raw materials, and some other components maybe. When they get these components from suppliers, they don't have to actually pay the money upfront. What they can do is they can get a bank to have a letter of credit for them. A letter of credit says that a bank will pay it's a guarantee. From what I understand, a letter of credit is a guarantee that shows that Oriana Power will actually pay the suppliers. And if they fail to do so, then the bank acting on behalf of Oriana Power, they will be the one who will actually fund the suppliers. Okay. So Oriana Power, it gets the supplies. Okay. And instead of actually having to pay upfront, having to pay cash for the supplies right now, they say they use letter of credits. And here it said, लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट्स होती है जो 120 डेज 90 डेज की होती है. सो लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट दे डिले पेमेंट्स बाय 90 to 120 days. हैरी सेज उससे पहले पेमेंट्स रियलाइज हो जाता है. फ्रॉम व्हाट आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट the customers again see Oriana when they give the projects to their customers give the projects to the customers may pay after some time. So basically what's happening is that customers are paying the money and then they're paying their suppliers. They first get their money from customers, then they pay suppliers because of letter of credit, which delays the payments that they make to their suppliers. So that's why this is a big reason why the cash flow we saw was positive. 16 crores in 2023, 7 crores in 2022, and 290 crores in 2025. Why was that? Because they get money before or very close or before they have to pay suppliers. And the second thing they said that it helps us in bidding more projects because we use surety bonds for big EMDs. Okay, EMDs earn money deposits, I guess, which means that in order to bid for a project, like you get, let's say a government has said they need a solar park. You can bid for the project. Now, if you get the bid for the project, you get the bid, you need to deposit 2 to 5% of the total contract value in the form of an earned money deposit. From what I understand, this is compulsory. You have to get 2 to 5% of the contract value as earned money deposit. You have to deposit it to the client. It's a kind of a surety that you will complete the project. So instead of that, they use surety bonds. Okay, surety bonds, again, what they do, they simply make sure that they don't have to pay this earned money deposit. And under these surety bonds, as the name suggests, surety, guarantee. Under surety bonds, some some bank, or some, what do they say, insurance company, bank or an insurance company acting on behalf of Oriana Power will say that they will actually pay the client. If the Oriana doesn't do the work and all that, they will make sure they will pay the client. All right, from what I understand. So, an insurance company acts on behalf, or a bank acting on behalf of Oriana Power, they will say that Oriana will do the work, acts as a guarantor. And Oriana, of course, has to pay a premium for that, some fees to the banks, a little fees to the insurance companies, but it's not as big as the EMDs. So, they don't have to pay for EMDs. So, no cash flow gone, and LCs delay their payments. So, that was it. That was Oriana Power. Explosive revenue growth, actually pretty positive cash flows. Historically, last 5 years, for most years, it has kept in track. But 2024, we saw massive dip. But 2025, we saw an excess over net profits. Net profits are 100 and something crores. Cash flows were 290 crores. Explosive growth. Next year, they're anticipating 2,000 to 2,500 crores of revenue, which is more than twice this year's revenue. And they say they're going to be maintaining margins. That was it. Oriana Power, different sectors, BESS, green hydrogen, even compressed biogas. That was it. Oriana Power. Hope you enjoyed.